A man was arrested after a search warrant on a hotel room led to the discovery of illegal narcotics and an AK-47 in Macon. According to the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, its gang and SWAT units executed a search warrant on a hotel room on Braumiser Drive on January the 8th. Inside, law enforcement found Michael McBride, who was immediately detained. A search of the room led officers to find quantities of meth, fentanyl, and a Century Arms AK-47. They also found distribution items, including packaging materials and multiple digital scales. Investigators learned of the possible drug deals at the hotel after several calls were made, reporting that someone was inside trying to sell fentanyl to others. McBride was taken to the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center, where he was charged with possession of methamphetamines and fentanyl and firearm possession during the commission of a felony. In Macon, you might have been stuck in a little bit of traffic last night on Forsyth Road after a wreck near Wesleyan College. The sheriff's office tells us two cars hit each other near an intersection and there were no life-threatening injuries. You can see here on your screen one of those cars with damage to its front. The accident is still being investigated. And in Toombs County, a man is dead after a sheriff's office truck hit his car. On Monday, Deputy Jemiah Perry was driving that truck. She failed to yield and hit 82-year-old James Wilbanks of Vidalia's van at the intersection of 5 Points Road and U.S. Highway 1. When deputies got there, Perry was up and walking around, but Wilbanks was trapped and had died from his injuries.
On Monday night, Jones County's Planning and Zoning Board voted for a recommendation to amend their land development plan. If approved by county commissioners, large-scale data centers could be allowed in a new zoning district called M2. County leaders stress conditional use permits are still in place for applicants.
And both the M2 and the use permit would require the full procedural and public hearing processes required under Georgia law for zoning.
The minimum 100-foot buffers and 200-foot setbacks between the facility and properties also remain unchanged. Jones County land surveyor Evan Pope put it into perspective.
100 feet looks great on paper. When you see it in the real world, it's not that much. This room's about 50 feet long. It's only two of these rooms. The 200-foot setback would fit between Ingalls and Ace.
The county added language on decommissioning plans, including financial liability if a company leaves a data center behind. They also specified guidelines for lighting and noise restrictions. The original amendment set noise limits at 45 decibels during the day and 35 overnight. Now it's raised to 65 and 55. This left citizens like Lauren O'Quinn upset.
We moved out to the country to get away from the noise. Human dignity, it deserves silence at times. Constant buzzing, it strips away civil rights for everybody in this community.
Support at the P&Z meeting was small, but Chris Wieters says he's seeing the vision.
I'm not here to speak about anything other than support of a path to being able to put a responsibly designed data center in the Griswoldville Industrial Park if that opportunity presents itself.
The final decision now rests with the Board of Commissioners. For Jones County residents, it could shape how and how quickly their community grows in the years ahead.
Violence isn't unique to Macon. However, it's been brought to the forefront of some people's thoughts lately, especially considering the number of shootings in Middle Georgia since the start of the new year.
This is the 8th shooting in 9 days into 2026.
Local leaders, including Macon Bibb District 3 Commissioner Stanley Stewart and CEO of the nonprofit Helping Others Foundation of Georgia, Eddie White, are hoping to connect with Macon's youth to help steer young people toward a positive future.
So therefore, we've got to change the environment and change the culture.
Stewart and White spoke with WGXA on Tuesday about an upcoming program that aims to do just that.
We want to show them that we care and we're concerned about them, and we want to see them develop.
White says that's what the Freeman's Conference is all about. It's called Iron Sharpens Iron 2.
We're taking that same program that they have in Savannah and we're bringing it to Macon.
On January 24th at the Beyond Your Ordinary Community Center in Pleasant Hill.
We need to grow leaders. We need to set them up. We're going to have some people talk about jobs.
White says they will also offer a free warrant and expungement clinic for those seeking to clear their record.
They've been riding dirty, no license, no insurance, warrants on them. we can help clean that up.
And we realize also that, you know, what we're doing with this conference, what we do with anything is not going to change things overnight per se.
Yes.
But it is part of the puzzle. The issues that we're seeing now in the community are coming from the black community. But it's going to take all of us.
Yeah.
Black, white, red, yellow, and brown, that beautiful mosaic of Maconites to come together and solve this problem so we all can live in a city that is that we can envision to be safe and envision to be prosperous for all of our citizens.
Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. After seeing some showers around Middle Georgia this morning, some of it quite heavy, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies for the afternoon hours with highs only going to the low 50s. And then as we get into late this afternoon and early tonight, we're watching maybe a few more showers that could come into Middle Georgia ahead of a cold front that will be sweeping through our area tonight. Now, as I said, highs today, low 50s. Once all of that sweeps through tomorrow morning, we'll start out with mostly clear skies. It'll be breezy and much colder. We'll start tomorrow upper 20s to the lower 30s. And during the day tomorrow, get ready for another Arctic air mass. We're looking at highs tomorrow only, going to the low to mid 40s. We'll have plenty of sunshine, but it will be windy and colder. Pretty much feeling like the 30s all day tomorrow, and then we'll start Friday morning. Now look at this, low 20s. We could actually see some upper teens for actual temperatures on Friday morning, and during the day on Friday we'll see plenty of sunshine once again and a tad warmer, going up, I think, most of us to the low 50s. And let's talk about the rain now. We did see some showers around earlier this morning. We could see another few showers, as I said, late this afternoon into early tonight as a frontal system approaches. We'll dry out for tomorrow through Friday and most of Saturday. Then we have another frontal system that will be approaching our area as we get into Sunday. So late Saturday, Saturday night, we could actually see a few more isolated showers. That does not look to be a big rain event. And then Sunday through most of next week, we'll be drying out and seeing the sunshine back with us. So let's talk about the cold air that's going to be filtering into Middle Georgia, looking at the upper level flow or the jet stream. It's going to drop some very cold air into our area again starting tomorrow. And then as we get into Sunday, we'll see another dip in the jet stream, and that'll bring another area or another chunk of cold air back down, or a reinforcing chunk of cold air into Middle Georgia. So as you can see, our average high this time of year is 59. Today will be about 6 or so degrees below that. As we get into tomorrow, with that Arctic air moving back in, about 15 degrees below average. And as we get into Friday, 6 degrees below. And then here come the weekend, especially Sunday. Here comes that other reinforcing shot of Arctic air moving back in. So in other words, we're going to be staying below average in our temperatures at least today, right on through at least midweek next week. And I think by the time we get to the latter part of next week, we'll start running back a little bit above average with our temperatures. So today we're going to see those off and on showers. And again, we could see a few isolated showers late this afternoon and into early tonight. Our highs today mostly only going to the low, maybe a few mid-50s out there. And then tonight we'll be dropping down to the upper 20s to lower 30s. We'll see mostly clear skies. It'll become breezy and colder. And tomorrow we'll definitely notice that colder air. It will be windy and sunny, but cold, with highs only in the low to mid-40s. And as I said, Friday morning, we could see some upper teens to lower 20s for our lows. And Friday and Saturday, we're back in the 50s briefly. Sunday, we're going to see that next shot of cooler air dropping us back down into the upper 40s. Monday and Tuesday, as we get into Tuesday again, we're back down into the upper 40s. So kind of dealing with these up and down temperatures at least through the next 6 to 7 days.
Urban Meyer built college football dynasties.
Football is a way of life.
Mark Ingram II ran his way to a Heisman.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show with this thing.
Rob Stone calls it like he sees it. This is the Triple Option, where legends tackle the biggest headlines in college football and the NFL. with guests who don't hold back.
You're not winning with that owner.
Wow. It's football talk that hits harder than game day. The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's.